Oh, we're live. So welcome to this third video in our series called Growing Your Three Principal Business Through Love and Understanding. And in this particular video, we're going to be exploring that quite often dreaded question that can come up at parties, at a networking meeting, just you bump into somebody you haven't seen for a long time on the street, which has happened to me many times in the supermarket. They say, "So what are you up to now? What are you doing? Or what do you do?" And working in the field of the three principles, that can be a really tricky question to answer. So before we kick off with our exploration, our conversation around that question, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Sheela Masand, and I'm here with my lovely business partner, Sue Pankiewicz.
Hi, yes, I'm a three principles facilitator and mentor, and working in collaboration with Sheela. We're pretty excited about some of our plans for you.
Yeah, just to describe what I do, I'm also a three principle facilitator. Plus, I have a coaching business where I help and support three principal facilitators, particularly to grow their business and through love and understanding now, because I really love that we've come up with this title, and that's exactly how it feels to me. So that's me. So do you want to kick us off in our exploration around that question? What do you do?
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair place to start, because I was one of those people who went into fight or flight mode, really. So the fight mode would be if somebody said, "And what do you do?" I felt that I either had to present my whole learning and understanding up to that present moment to them in probably a window of about less than a minute, which of course is doomed to failure, or I would stutter and say, "Well, it's really well, it's not easy to sort of sum it up," and both of them produce that glazed look and confusion. And somebody once said to me, not about this, but it was a great example of, if you ask a nuclear scientist at a party what do, they don't talk to you about nuclear science. They don't say, "Well, I'll tell you what it is that I do." They say, "Oh, I'm a nuclear scientist." And there's a sort of an ease and simplicity about that. And it's the sort of light went on for me in that moment of, yeah, well, I help to support people. And then, for each one of us, we would follow that on with something about if we've got a niche, we would be talking about that. But it seems to me that the only thing that can get in the way of the question and the answer is a whole lot of thinking that's got attached, that feels far more personal for some reason. And so it makes it tricky for us, where there is really no trickiness at all. If someone asks me what the time is, I don't have to pause and consider, who am I to be telling them the time? When did I learn to tell the time? Do I need to teach them? No. I mean, obviously not. There's a kind of silly example in some respects, but it can be as simple as that. What is it that you do? Well, we say what we do. But we can only do that with the ease and simplicity when our thinking is really quietened down, and when we've seen that what we have been getting in the way with, what our thinking has been producing for us, is a creation of our thinking. And it will look true to us. It will always look true, otherwise reality wouldn't be reality. What other word would we have for it? So I think that there's value in, and there was certainly a great help for me in just exploring what on earth's going on, and seeing for myself. Perhaps the journey is different for each of us. So for me, I began to notice the feelings. I began to notice what thoughts were popping up, and in the seeing of that, it helped me to, naturally, my grip on that loosened. So the question does not remain a dreaded question. And for that, I mean, we're at the first post on that one, aren't we, in a sense? Because if we can't be answering that question with ease and simplicity, then there's a place to go in terms of, hang on a minute, I must be in a critical place about myself. Let's get back to, I love what I do, and I want to do more of it. So let's not fall at the first post.
Yeah, that's so true. I love what you said, and what I heard a lot in what you were saying there. So is it's about you know, when you talk about the personal thinking that's getting in the way, it's a lot about taking you out of the whole conversation. And the way I love to think about that question, when somebody asks me, what do you do? I translate that into my mind as, how do I help people? So that automatically takes me out of it, because I'm now looking at how I help the people that I help, rather than, oh, they're asking me what I do, you know, and who am I, and all those things, and how can I, and I get all caught up in insecure thinking about, what are they going to think about me? Are they going to understand what I'm going to say? Why is it every time I say what I do, people don't understand, or they get bored, it looks like, or they just get confused? So all that is keeping me in that conversation, and what I want to be looking at is taking me out of it completely. So it really helps me to see it in terms of, how do I help people? So I could, for example, say something along the lines of, well, what I do is I really support people that love what they do to make a difference in the world and earn a living doing that. And then I'm always hoping that when somebody asks me that question, I'm instilling curiosity, so they'll ask for some more. It's that typical elevator pitch where you get 7 minutes, 7 seconds, or whatever it is, 10 seconds, 15 seconds in an elevator with somebody, and they ask you what you do, and you say something that's so impactful that they do become curious, and they ask for your card, or they say, oh my goodness, my Auntie Betty down the road really needs your help. What I call passing the face test, if you like. If a 7-year-old can understand what you're saying, then you've cracked it. So that for me is the face test. And it really is looking at this through love and understanding as well. It's not just about having an elevator pitch off pat ready. It's coming from that place of love. And it doesn't mean to say that every time somebody asks you what you do, exactly the same answer comes out of your mouth. Because it's important to, if you're coming from a place of love and understanding, you're going to feel where that person is. That's asked you that question, and you're going to gauge the answer to what's required in that moment. So going back to what and keeping this simple, what we said, we want to keep it simple, short and sweet. I think that's enough said from my point of view. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Sue.
No, I don't. I think we are going to keep this short, sweet.
Short and sweet. Just our take on this question is that at the moment. And what I'd love to do, having explored in the last video around tools and techniques, what I'd love to do to be of service, to come from that place of love and understanding, is to share with you who are listening out there. I have a set of tools that helps people flesh out an answer, an elevator pitch, if you like, to that question, what do you do? And it's a template, and I think there's 4 or 5 different ways of putting together an answer. Now, as we've said previously, follow your wisdom. If your wisdom says this is a good idea, I would love to get a tool that would help me. At least it creates a base, if you like, from which to work as to how to flesh out an answer. And it will give you ideas. It'll spark ideas for you, which is exactly what I'd love to do. So if you fancy having a look at these templates, if you would like me to send these templates to you on a PDF, then please email me at Sheela, which is SHEELA, at Sheela, again my name, Masand, MASAND.com, and I will email those templates to you as a gift from Sue and I to you to help you on your journey.
It just made me think then for a minute that I went from being very conscious as a driver of all of the things I was meant to be doing to becoming a driver who can drive 20 miles and not be aware of the journey, because I can be listening to music and being another or having conversation. And it seems to me that our wisdom gravitates. I mean, the law tells us we have to in this analogy, but would we try to learn to drive completely on our own, or would we sometimes think, no, do you know what, I'll get a few lessons? We don't then live with the instructor. We don't then feel dependent.
Take him out in the car with us every time we go for a drive.
Yeah, because we know that within us that we have this capacity and this untapped potential. And the way I see that is, I said it. I can look at it. I may learn something from it. I'm not going to be a slave to it. I'm not going to just adopt it because I must do it this way. So I think for me, send me a copy. I've got a copy. So I've already got a copy. Yeah. So thanks. And can I just say that again, as we say on the end of these videos, we do welcome your comments. We'd love you to be in contact with us. Any questions, feedback, please. It's Sue Pankiewicz, Sue at Principled Wellbeing. That's principled ending in PLED wellbeing.com. And thanks for being here today. Goodbye from me, Sue.
Well, we haven't got. We need to just let people know where to find out about the business retreat, the Inside Out Business Retreat. So that takes place in October, here in sunny Spain, which is where I'm sitting right now. So to find out all the details, please go to our event page, which is find all the details there. Again, like Sue said, please get in touch with us if you have any questions. And we'd love if you're finding these videos helpful, then we'd love to have you out with us on the business retreat to help you grow your business through love and understanding. And do you want to tell them about our next video?
The next video, we're going to be exploring again a great topic. It's how to make sales with ease, fun and simplicity. Now, wouldn't that be great?
Yes, it would. I can't wait to hear what you're going to tell me about that, Sue, on the next one.
Okay. Well, I've already said goodbye, but I'm going to say it again. Goodbye. Thanks for being here.
Bye. Take care.